you say?
If you can see and hear me speak right now, first of all, let me applaud you for knowing that the Let's Football Live show comes to you a day later than it usually does this week. Guys, I am all in for that kind of dedication. So, once again, a round of applause. And secondly, I want to wish everyone tuning in a Merry Christmas and a very, very happy holiday season, even though it comes a day later than it usually does. My name is Suyash, guys, and good afternoon. I welcome you to another episode of the Let's Football Live show. We have a lot to get through this week, like as we always do in every week, particularly this week, because at the start of the week, there were a few developments that if anyone before the season was asked what happened, you would have scarcely believed them. So I can't do it all alone. And I do have my crew with me. So without further ado, let me welcome Shaiju Damodaran, Pulasta Dhar, and Kaushik Varun to come right in, because oh, what fun it is to be in the company of these very fine gentlemen. Belated Merry Christmas, guys. How's Christmas Day for you?
Shaiju, why don't you go first? Because I'm just surprised that Suyash is awake this morning after the state in which I saw him last night. So round of applause for you, Suyash.
I didn't know we were going there. I didn't know we were going there, but fair play. And a Merry Christmas from everyone, of course, at the Hero eISL as well. Shaiju, sir, how was Christmas Day for you?
Great Christmas, because Kerala Blasters had a great Christmas week in Hero eISL this season. So obviously we all are very happy, and I was actually really sorry to you guys, because I missed all of you a lot.
Yeah, we missed you as well.
Yeah, I missed you. I missed all of you a lot. But to be very frank with all of you, that was not deliberate. Actually, I was in Finland. I was in Lapland to see Santa Claus directly, to recommend good gifts for you three in this Christmas. Have you got the gift from Santa, which I sent through Santa?
No, late delivery.
आएगा जरूर आएगा. हमारा courier का कुछ problem है, जरूर आएगा.
Sanitize करके आए तो ज़्यादा अच्छा है. Pulast, Varun, what about you? What did you guys do on Christmas?
Well, I was obviously having a good time with the crew here, and you were part of that, Suyash. But I'm more interested in Varun as well. What were you up to? We were, I mean, if you people were in the bubble, it would have been so much more fun though.
True. But you know what? I was trying to, read between the lines. Like you were giving pauses before saying what you did. So anyway, I could make out what you did last night. But I had a great time with family and friends, and I really missed you all because, Let's Football Live Saturday. So I was missing out on that. But yes, we are back today. So it's like kind of a belated Christmas celebrations in the afternoon.
Yeah, awesome. So, right, like I mentioned, a lot to get through. Let's take a look at the previous week's results as well as the table coming in right through. Varun, I mean, those two results for Kerala Blasters FC really stick out for me. The 3-0 win against Chennai FC and the 3-0 win against Mumbai City FC. How huge are they?
Same for me. Kerala Blasters like blasting it out 3-0, 2 back-to-back victories. I was already, always imagining Shaiju sir, celebrating, shouting at the top of his voice. But still, the league table looks almost the same because Mumbai City FC have kind of strengthened their position at the top, though losing out to Kerala. But Kerala is in an amazing form and, climbing it to the top 4 at the 4th spot right now. So Shaiju sir's smile says it all.
Yeah, no, we'll come to the reason behind this smile a bit later. But about the developments that happened earlier in the week, Varun, last time we were doing this show, the news was just about to break that ETK Mohan Bagan have parted ways with Antonio Lopez Habas. Now, before the season started, if anyone would have said that Habas would not be a part of ETK Mohan Bagan going forward, would you have really believed them?
No. I remember like last time we were having the show, you all were discussing the rumors and news, whether it's true or not. So I never believed, I think it was too early, and I was really shocked and surprised to see Habas moving out, giving his resignation, because I'm going to really miss that person in white shirt in the technical area. And he has proved himself, like the success he has, the kind of trophies he has, and he has been with the team for long. He knows his team. And he's kind of very focused, strict, and the players love him too. He's kind of funny sometimes, but he's always, focused and serious, wants the results. So it was really a shocker for me when I saw that Habas giving his resignation from ATK Mohun Bagan.
Yeah, no, really. And I kind of want to bring Pulast into this as well. Now, Pulast, what was most surprising for you? The fact that Habas parted ways with ATK Mohun Bagan, or the fact that they had Juan Ferrando replace him. Like, what was your analysis of this entire switch that happened?
Well, yeah, I didn't expect it, to be very honest. Like, if you, the same question that you put to Varun, I would say the same thing. I mean, but I mean, there was with the results not going there, where there was slight pressure, obviously on, the kind of football that ATK Mohun Bagan wanted to play, the results that were not going their way. But never for a second did I think that Habas would call it quits or they would part ways. We don't know exactly what happened, in which way, what happened. But, and for Juan Ferrando to go there, see, for me, this is a very new experience in terms of, for the first time, I've been told by, the Habas was there 2 days, and then 2 days later, I was supposed to interview him, and he wasn't there. So I did speak to his then assistant Manuel, and he said, "This is football. This is what happens." Because for us, it's kind of surprising from the outside. And I'd met Juan Ferrando as well 3-4 times before that. Now I'm going to meet him again. He's going to be an ATK Mohun Bagan coach. But at the same time, Juan Ferrando, I thought that there was a project going on at FC Goa, but clearly he must have his reasons. Obviously, we must also remember that in football, careers are short. For those who are saying that, it might just be because the offer is good. At the same time, we have to understand football is like that. It is a free market. But you can't look at it sentimentally all the time.
Yeah.
At the same time, Juan Ferrando is going to be a big test. I think he might want to test himself at a place where results are an absolute must, simply because of the investment that goes. Habas, we're used to watching Habas, right? At some in the season. So
he's so tied in with the league itself.
I know, right?
Habas has always been there around the scene.
Yeah, and it's a short league, and he's been part of the history in the past 7.5-8 years.
Yeah.
So different, unexpected, but at the same time, kind of very football, isn't it? Very modern football.
No, it is. But what's not modern football, I would say, as a personal take, is the fact that Derek Pereira has now been assigned as the permanent head coach of FC Goa. And I wanted to bring this to Shaiju sir now. Shaiju sir, Derek Pereira, someone who's been part of the FC Goa system, he's wedded into the machinery over there, and now he gets a chance to be head coach, only the second permanent Indian head coach in the history of the Hero ISL. Do you think that he's a good fit for FC Goa?
Yeah, of course, because he hails from Goa. He's one of the legendary figures from the Goan football, we know. And I know him personally when he was the Mahindra United coach in I-League. So from 2004 to 2007, I think, 4-5 years, he made a lot of good results for Mahindra United. So he's good at to replace Juan Ferrando. There is no other choice for FC Goa as far as the time means. As of this time, there is no other choice for FC Goa. He is also the technical director already. He knows inside out of the Goan team. And I think to replace Juan Ferrando, Derek Pereira is a good choice. And but Suyash, he has to do a lot because FC Goa still in 8th place pe. Means Goa in 8th place pe, and they are not having a good smooth run in the league this season. So he, with the help of the Clifford Miranda, assistant coach, he has to do a lot. But like you asked me, like you said, he's a good fit in place of that Juan Ferrando's Kursi.
Yeah. So the Pereira era got off to a 1-1 start. They, of course, drew their first game against Odisha FC, and Derek Pereira was there on the sidelines taking charge of proceedings. Of course, already in soft quarantine, he'll be out of soft quarantine very soon, and he'll be able to take part of activities on the pitch in full flow. Right. So now that the show is in full flow as well, guys, the ISL is not all we're discussing today, because going forward, we have a very, very special guest with you. You already know who's going to be joining us. The eISL is what we're going to be discussing today with Azeem Banatwalla. And the eISL has been taking place parallelly with the Hero ISL at the same time. And you've had players competing against each other, 2 players representing each club and going at it week in, week out. And the person who I have with me today is a comedian, is a caster. He also does a bunch of other things. So I don't really know how to describe him. So Azeem, why don't you just come in and tell us exactly how you would like to describe yourself before I go on a limb and do that. First of all, welcome and hello from everyone.
Hello. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I came onto the show hoping one of you all would be able to tell me what I'm doing with my life. Because I thought this is just a group therapy session to help me figure out. But of course, with obviously the way the world has been, obviously stand-up comedy was my job or day job, so to speak. But after a while, I've always been a gamer, always been massively into football. We were doing 442, which is the football show that we do on YouTube. And through that, through the gaming, the streaming, and all of that, then somehow the eISL materialized, and yeah, it's been super fun.
Yeah, what else is super fun is also the show that we do, and hopefully with you coming, it's going to be even more fun. Azeem, what's been happening in the eISL? Tell us, is it as intense as you expected it to be? Is it what's at stake? How's the experience been so far for you?
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, you have to say the quality of the players. Obviously, you have pretty much the top 22 players in India who are competing over there, and all of the teams have a very balanced lineup in terms of players. A lot of some teams have like two good players. Some teams have one really good player and one sort of new guy on the circuit. Yeah. So it's very interesting to see how that balance is coming across. And for the moment, like I think we're like seeing the table sort of take its shape now. About 7-8 games in, we have FC Goa sitting right on top with I think 18 points. Just below them, we have Chennai FC, the jersey which I bought specifically for Mr. Damodaran, and because I'm a huge fan of people who send me free things. And we got, I believe it's Jamshedpur FC in third, Chennai FC in second, and Bengaluru rounding up the top four, and Kerala Blasters FC, unfortunately, decidedly mid-table team in the eISL so far.
Wow. But in the Hero ISL, breaking into that top four. So
yeah, they need Vukomanovic.
Perhaps. Azeem, Pulasta has had a bit of a checkered history with FIFA as well. He used to be an avid FIFA gamer till one day he reached breaking point and almost broke his controller, if I'm not mistaken, Pulasta, and then had a moment of self-introspection and decided to do away with the game.
Yeah, I decided to do away. It was, Azeem, how they say it was becoming toxic. My 20-year relationship with FIFA, me and FIFA from 1999 were together. But then I don't think, it reached a point where love was lost and a hard decision had to be made. But at the same time, it's mainly because the 14-year-olds took over the gaming circuit. And the constant realization that I'm not as quick as I used to be on gaming, and I can't do tricks, and I can't do like a flick-flack cross, was just getting to me. And I was like, done. And the next day I was on the real pitch, and I was like, I'm going to play the real sport now. But I do miss it. I know it's kind of, but I've obviously replaced it with other games. At the same time, I've also done some commentary for the FIFA Virtual Bundesliga. So that was fun. I wanted to ask you how fun that is, because do you know all the tricks? Do you like, when you do it, do you like mention all the combos? Like, how different is it from the real stuff?
Oh, I mean, yeah. So it's the same with me. I think we've had pretty much the same FIFA journey. I started with FIFA 98 Road to World Cup. That was the first one that I started with. And since you mentioned breaking controls, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but this crack happened last month after open goal miss and bang.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's actually a lot of fun commentating. Obviously, there's a lot of differences, particularly with y'all as commentators. Y'all see, the thing is that in the eISL, how it works is that yes, you do have the different teams wearing the different jerseys, but they use the game mode called Ultimate Team, which means that you have basically all the teams are using the best 11 players available in the game. And that's not just current players. So most of the teams, the top three is Ronaldo, Pele, and Cruyff. Those are the guys who are playing for every team.
And we hear a lot of Gullit as well.
Yeah, Ruud Gullit is in there. You've got Van der Sar, who so the winner of the MVP award for the eISL gets a nice cash prize of 4 lakh rupees. But I think me and the casters have already sent that check to Edwin Van der Sar in Ajax, wherever he is, because he's been ruining the lives of all the strikers over there. Just saves absolutely everything. So it's been fun. And I mean, the one benefit I think that you all have as real world commentators, of course, is that there are real world things happening in people's lives on the pitch and about the clubs and transfers and drama and all that kind of stuff. Whereas For us, it's the same players playing against each other almost for a lot of the time. So it's I do miss being able to go outside the game and just talk about what's happening outside the pitch, but it's always super fun.
Azeem, did you notice how Pulas kind of, there was a slight of hand over there where he said, "Look, I'm more about the real game. I don't play FIFA anymore.
No.
But took a lot of time to explain. But the bottom line was he was not good at it, so that's why he stopped playing.
Yeah. I think so.
I'd be interested in knowing how Pulasta and Azeem both would do against these eISL athletes that are competing in the eISL at the moment, because from what we've seen, the skills on display and the tricks are top tier elite level. In fact, we're now going to go to the top 5 moments from the eISL from last week. And, most of the times a moment that doesn't lead to a goal is almost more entertaining than the goal itself. So there's plenty of that in this compilation. Take a look, and Azeem will pick your brain about this after that. Top 5 moments in the eISL in the last week coming up.
Getting from both these players, and a little bit of ball hogging going on. And again, he's gonna try to build up the attack towards the final phases. It's gonna be Messi with that left foot.
He has obviously the dribbling ability and the skills available. And the same with Gullit. I think they're just gonna do that. They're gonna try, and they've got the chance and didn't shoot again. Still not shooting.
Oh my God!
And he's off the post. And oh my goodness.
For Ankit Gupta finding his way through, but well marshalled at the back. Lionel Messi playing at left back now. It's all happening. Will he just try to get that ball clear? He's given it straight back to them. And Eusebio with Matthias, and Eusebio gets the cross, and surely a goal this time. It's saved by Van der Sar. It's saved. Very innovative things with his corners. Going for the safe one this time. Oh no, he's shifted it out a little bit. Finesse shot into the corner, and again Van der Sar being put to the test.
Yeah, once again, though, the same corner routine. This time Gullit on the box. The deflection falls his way, but Marquinhos not able to find the kick in time.
From the start, maybe not the ideal position that he would like. But don't forget that there's only 3 defenders, and he's got Pele in here. Surely has to take it, and he gets it. Is that the winner? You can see the celebrations from Tuchel.
Yeah, I know what you meant by Edwin van der Sar now, Azeem. Just he was all over the place. What was the most entertaining game for you to commentate on from the compilation that we just saw?
I think you just saw, I think the number one moment, probably, I think a little bit of the context is lacking over there, because we saw, I believe it was Dougal TV who was got his first win. A lot of players this time who had been struggling a little bit throughout got their first wins in the eISL this week. And we had a couple of 3-2 results this week, especially there was one with Mumbai City FC where they were 2-0 down at 75 minutes, came back to win it 3-2 literally in the last minute. So there's been a lot of excitement, a lot of interesting play styles now coming, a lot of set piece routines being used by people. Because also what happens in particular in FIFA, you're not just so there is an element of playing football and there is an element of playing the game. As the tournament progresses, people figure out ways in which they can exploit certain features and certain things that the game does to their advantage, and then over time, then the people start to figure out how they can counter that. So there is obviously a huge football element, but there's also like a massive like gaming element. But actually, I did want to ask, since I have a great panel of commentators over here. I mean, this is my first commentary gig, so to speak. But what tips do you all have, for a budding commentator?
Shaiju, why don't you?
Shaiju Chetan, yes. I was coming to him.
Try to express the emotions. It is something instead of doing running commentary, आप ये live game को छोड़ो. You take it as an emotional thing for you, especially when Kerala Blast is playing.
Emotional investment. Well, right. No, Varun, how did you rate Azeem's commentary from what you saw? Shaiju sir, I saw a lot of emotion there. To be fair, I saw chaotic screams. I saw a lot of confusion because, of course, the commentary has to reflect what's happening on the screen as well. So there was a lot of that as well. Varun, what
no,
was your
I was also
analysis?
really enjoying it and glad that he doesn't speak Bengali, so he's not going to be my competitor, in Bengali commentary. But Azeem, great stuff, and it's like really good, organic, and all that. But are you enjoying it? I think that's most important. Like enjoying the game, enjoying the shout outs, and adding a bit of comic, maybe, which is your strength.
So I'll be honest. I've wanted to be a commentator pretty much since I was like in college, and so there is a video game that I've played a lot of called Football Manager. Some of you would be familiar with it. And since the 10 years that I've been doing it, I sit and play it alone, obviously away from my wife, who's usually in the other room. And when she goes to sleep and I'm sitting late at night and playing it, I actually used to commentate on my own games like a complete idiot. And I have no shame in admitting this, but once I did take from the League 2 of English football, Crew Alexandra, all the way to the Champions League final.
Fantastic.
And I wore a suit for that game.
Fantastic.
Have reached the pinnacle of Football Manager.
Yeah. I play Football Manager, but then when eventually they show, how many hours you've spent on it, and it says something terrible, like you've spent 3 months on it or something in the past year, and you're like, oh my God. But yeah, Football Managers are fantastic. But it also teaches a lot of commentary stuff, like that pass was like a hot knife through butter. All of these are typical Football Manager commentary jargon, and you get to pick up a lot from there, of course.
Oh, Pulasta, now we know another one of the sources where you get your Shaiju sir, any word on this Chennai FC jersey that Azeem is wearing? Because we were also, I believe you were curious to know how KBFC were doing in the eISL as well. Right?
Absolutely. I want to ask Azeem that, of course, you're doing commentary for all the eISL games, but especially from my side, I want to ask you how KBFC are doing now in eISL. And of course, one more question added to that is this thing because KBFC having a huge fan base, very well, huge fan base. According to the fans of KBFC, किसी तरह जीतना है match. Whatever you do on the ground, of the पत्थर मार के भी जीतना है. Exactly they say, पत्थर मार के भी जीतना है. Okay, so that this kind of a fan base KBFC is having. Do you get any feedbacks from them also for eISL? 2 questions.
Yeah, I mean, also just to address the second one, I think maybe in FIFA 23, we'll see the Patthar feature being added by EA Sports so that the Kerala Blaster fans can properly get engaged in the game. But I think Kerala Blasters FC, they've been a little unfortunate in the tournament so far. They do have actually one of the best players in Lokmanya, who's represented India in various global FIFA tournaments. And his teammate Akshat also managed to get his first win last week. He's been, I think, one of the chief victims of Edwin van der Sar, let's say, where I think we will see a compilation at some point of just Akshat reacting and just looking at the screen like, how have I not scored? Like, you get these expected goal stats at the end of the game, and he's lost a game 2-0, but his expected goals is like 6. So, he's been in that kind of situation. And of course, lots of the Kerala Blasters fans have been getting in touch. And I think also in general, the FIFA scene in India is very largely concentrated in the south. You have most of the big players coming from Kerala, from Tamil Nadu. So huge following over there, and only going to get better. And we're hoping to see all the viewers of this show. If you guys haven't checked out the eISL yet, we need to see you all there. Pretty much Monday to Wednesday at 5 p.m. just before the actual Hero ISL kicks off. So that's where you should be.
Brilliant. And Azeem, what is this running gag or running joke about the Mumbai City FC players not being able to get a fist bump right? Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can see over here, there you go, just completely leaves them hanging. And it's something that we've been talking to, there they've improved it quite a bit. And we've been talking to the players as well. Ashwin, who's the guy in the glasses, made it a point after the second and third week, said along with the FIFA, we've also been working on our fist bump technique, because for the first 2 days, I think they were confused. What are we doing? Are we doing high fives? Are we doing handshakes? Are we doing fist bumps? So one would go for handshake and get a fist bump. It was like they were playing rock, paper, scissors after a while. So I think they've got it down now. And Ashwin from Mumbai City FC actually has been, as the casters, one of our favorite players to watch because of how expressive he is with everything he does. And also he's given us the best post-match interviews. So he's good fun.
Yeah, so they were fairly more composed in the compilation we just saw, but in the one that's just going to come up now, the intensity has been amped up. Just take a look. It's really intense over here. Shushing the opponent as well. So does that happen a lot, Azeem? Is there a lot of banter between the eISL athletes as well?
Yeah, I would imagine so. Unfortunately, if we don't get the audio from the studio, because a lot of the times in the heat of the moment, a lot of these guys are going to be saying things that are not entirely viewer friendly. Right. But we do see, particularly when there's a penalty, one team, obviously one player taking the penalty, the other guy across the table is saving it. So there is that little bit of banter across the table, right dive kar, and then putting it in the left. So like you see it in the real world, you have some of that stuff happening as well. And but generally there's a good mutual respect, I think, amongst all the players. There have been one or two occasions where I think one of the players got a bit annoyed because there was a lot of time wasting happening. Player had a 1-goal lead and he just sat and kept the ball literally from the 80th minute onwards. So you do see a little bit of that, but it's generally all good fun.
Yeah, brilliant. Now we're just going to have the eISL table right up in front of you right now. And Azeem, you can just take us through the standings. Expected given the skill sets of the players which are playing for the respective teams?
Yeah, I mean, I think that FC Goa was probably a bit of a surprise package for all of us. Chennai and FC, we were expecting to be pretty much at the top because they have India's number one player in Saransh Jain. Although, in fact, despite him being the number one player, it's been his teammate Naveen who was sort of the lesser known player who's actually really been taking charge of that team and bringing them up. Jamshedpur as well, very, very good balanced team over there. And below that, like fourth onwards, we've seen a lot of inconsistency, you could say, from people where winning their individual matches, but sort of not doing well in their co-op, stuff like that. We have SC East Bengal, who for some reason have not been allowed to play. They've just been sitting in their hotel rooms and they've only played 2 or 3 matches so far. But they've given us some of the most incredible entertainment. And it is obviously from an Indian football cultural standpoint quite interesting that you see both ATK Mohun Bagan and SC East Bengal sitting pretty much at the bottom of the table. So going to be interesting to see, if they can manage, especially ATK MB. I think like we've been saying in the streams, and we have to, as casters, be nice during the streams, but some of the defending just has been absolutely atrocious over there. And we've seen, obviously, the players have been watching our broadcast as well. So we've seen, whenever they score a goal or win a game or make a save, there's one sly look towards the camera that comes because they know that we're watching. But yeah, I think it's a very nice environment that we have. There's good banter amongst the players and along with us as the casters as well, and with the fans as well. Lots of fans coming and watching on the live streams. Or there's several platforms on which people can watch it. Yeah. So great initiative. I mean, when I was the age of most of these boys, 18, 19, and you told me, come, you can just professionally play FIFA and represent the biggest football teams in India and get a tidy sum of prize money out of it, I would have laughed at you. But this is the world we're living in. I think it's fabulous.
Would you have given up comedy for that career?
I would give up comedy for anything that paid me money, man. After the last year and a half.
But Azeem, at least for the KBFC fans, last match, when they played the last match, Adrian Luna had a nice way of celebration. Do you notice this?
Yeah.
So it is. Please take a note of this. It will be useful. It will be very useful for you.
Is there an option to celebrate like that?
I'm quite sure there will be. Yeah, I'm quite sure there will be. We'll try to talk to some of the Kerala Blasters boys, Lokmanu in particular, and see if he can work that celebration into. But Shaiju, so for that they also have to score a goal to celebrate it.
No, he didn't. Oh no, he didn't.
Maybe they need to start wearing white shirts, and playing. Maybe that might make a difference. Azeem, I have one last one for you. Do you play classic or do you play alternate?
Alternate.
Oh, great. We can be friends then.
Yes.
Azeem, talking about the Hero ISL now, which is your favorite Hero ISL team?
So for me, it's always been a huge dilemma because I am, of course, Mumbai boy, born and bred, but also Manchester United fan. So for me, the choice of Mumbai City FC is either I have to go against Mumbai or I have to go against Manchester United to support that. So I have abstained and gone for the next closest state, and I support FC Goa.
But you're wearing
well
a Chennai
done.
and FC jersey.
Because they send it to me for free.
FC Goa, take note.
FC Goa sent me last year's jersey. I'm waiting for this one. Then I'll come wearing that one as well.
Perfect.
Well, brilliant. Maybe Azeem, the next time we have you on the Let's Football Live show, which we hope is hopefully soon, we'll have you wearing an FC Goa jersey. But thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. And all the best to you with the rest of the eISL season and for all your commentary ventures as well. If you need any tips, do know where to reach out. Yeah. We're all here.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a
Thanks,
good
Azeem.
show.
See you
And
around.
have a good New Year.
You too. Thank you.
You too.
Right. So that was all-round funny guy Azeem Banatwalla. Shaiju Chetan, you have to get back at him for the jibes that he was taking at you at KBFC. Maybe the results on the pitch will speak for themselves.
Yeah. Shaiju was like arms folded, like he was sitting arms folded.
He's like,
okay. He was like, when it comes to the Hero ISL, Vukomanovic, Adrian Luna, Pereira Diaz, no match.
Right.
अभी हमारा टाइम आ गया ना.
So just speaking about that, Shaiju Chetan, I want to ask Varun, and later I'll come to you about KBFC's second win against Chennai FC. But Varun, we'll just have the highlights of KBFC's win against Mumbai City FC come up real quick. This was the hallmark game, the game which kind of announced that okay, KBFC might be the real deal this season. But do you think that the 3-0 result was fair? Was it just a case of KBFC taking their chances and Mumbai City FC not doing that?
No, I think it was fair. You know what? KBFC needed this turning point in the season. I think this match is the turning point for them. On papers, they were a good team. They were missing some chances. Clinical finishes were not coming. I think this was a match, which can be a turnaround for them in this season. All of them were in a good form. They could find the back of the net, and it was a very important game for them because people were expecting Mumbai City FC might win it easily. They're sitting at the top of the table, but Mumbai City FC, they were also shocked, and 3-0, getting 3 points against the toppers, the defending champions, is a big thing. And I could just imagine, Shaiju Chetan celebrating, jumping around and shouting at the top of his voice. So really feeling good for the team and also Shaiju Chetan. This can be the turning point for the Yellow Army.
Do you agree, Shaiju Chetan? And what about that win against Chennai and FC as well? We'll have the visuals of those come up as well. But great win, that one as well, right?
Yeah. I absolutely agree with Varun that actually the win against Mumbai is going to be the turning point for KBFC this season. And now we are talking about the second match against same score. You just imagine a team like KBFC means keeping the hopes alive for so many seasons for a back-to-back 3-goal win, and that too with clean sheets. 3-goal win against Mumbai, defending champions. Again, back-to-back 3-goal win against Chennai FC ex-champions, and that too with clean sheets. So in this match, everything went right. See, in this match, even before the match, I said in the pre-match show that against Chennai, when comparing with Mumbai, Chennai is a bit more defending team, a kind of a park the best team. So it was very important to take an early lead in this game. So if Kerala Blasters can take the lead before 15 minutes, the match is theirs. And match mein, Maidan mein, the same thing happened because 9th minute through Jorge Diaz Pereira, Kerala Blasters took the lead. 9th minute. Then after that, after Chennai conceded that first goal, they were looking very shaky, and whatever Kerala Blasters doing on the field was going on their way only. See, I would say Kerala Blasters could have won that match against Chennai 5-0. Don't forget that cracking shot from Jessel, which hits the crossbar, and 2 open chances missed by Alvaro. 5-0 my score in that game.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. If KBFC keep playing like this, it's going to do a world of good for their goal difference as well. And of course, that becomes really important going in to the later stages of the Hero ISL as well. So Chennai, KBFC seem to be having a bit of stability now, even as far as Vukomanovic is concerned, as a manager who knows his squad inside out, as it would seem up until this point as well. But one club which hasn't had that managerial stability so far this season has been ATK Mohun Bagan. Like we earlier mentioned, Habas leaving ATK Mohun Bagan. and Juan Ferrando coming to replace Antonio Lopez. But we'll have the highlights of ATK Mohun Bagan's win against Northeast United FC come up. But guys, I just wanted to ask you, do you feel Ferrando has the kind of players in ATK Mohun Bagan which he would like to work with? Or is it a case of Ferrando having to adopt to the players' skill sets? Pulasta, why don't you take that?
No, I think obviously Ferrando will say that I will do as, the players I'm provided and all of that, but you could see immediately the changes in the transitions that they were making, the defensive movement, the way they were going forward, passing it around a lot more rather than rushing it. So those little things he's already put into place. Will we see changes immediately? Maybe not quite, but in terms of I was just going to mention composure, and you just saw that great goal. And, in terms of the kind of game that Ferrando wants to play, it needs technical players. It needs players who are good on the ball, who are calm and composed on it. And the squad depth is fantastic at ATK Mohun Bagan. That's one privilege that he will have. And of course, they've worked hard to get there. But you will see certain differences in the way. At the same time, Ferrando will want to stamp his authority on the team. And the players, some of them will have to adapt. I mean, it's got to be a give and take from both sides. And what it seems like from the first game, apart from the defensive, they're slightly porous in defense, that he will have to kind of shore up. And I want to see what the selection he makes in the future in terms of whether he gets the best out of Bumu, because by the time he was at Goa, Bumu had already moved on to Mumbai City. So I'm looking forward to what Ferrando how he utilizes Bumu. Whether he gives a game to Sumit Rathi, maybe, we are waiting to see these little things, what kind of midfield he chooses, because he doesn't have a player like Edu Bidia who can drop deep. Maybe Carl McHugh can play that role. But at the same time, it's kind of foolish to compare the two sides. Ferrando will also have to change it a little bit. At the same time, the players will also have to adapt to what he wants from them.
Yeah. So 2 questions here to everyone. ATK Mohun Bagan were one of the favorites for the title before the season started. Do you feel that ATK Mohun Bagan, A, can turn the season around to potentially challenge for the title once again? And B, second question being, are Kerala Blasters now title contenders? Shaiju Chetan, you should take the second question first.
Suyash, I think you can recollect our promo for the KBFC versus Chennai FC match, which we did for the eISL.com. Our platform के लिए हमने किया था promo. वो promo पे रामन विजयन को मैंने बोला कि நமக்கு வந்து ஃபுட்பால் எல்லாம் தெரியாது, ஆனா நம்ம ஆட்டம் வெறித்தனமா இருக்கும். This is something like, we are not claiming anything. We are not claiming we are playing the best football. We are not claiming we are going to be the title contenders. But mind you, when we are on the ground, you can feel the thunder shower and the lightning.
But objectively speaking, I know Shaiju Chetan, you're speaking more from a fan's perspective as well, as you rightly so are. But objectively, Pulasta, Varun, KBFC title contenders for you?
I think for me, I just spoke with Vukomanovic yesterday. I think for me, the biggest advantage they have is the Indian midfield pairing of Jeekson and Bhutia. What that does is it allows him to play 3 foreign attackers, and it's probably the only side which is doing that. Every other team, obviously there's one foreign centre back that is 100% going to be starting. You won't see a foreign centre back for Mumbai City tomorrow because Murtada Fall is out. But apart from that, if a team is fully fit, what he's done with Jeekson and Bhutia is give such a fantastic Indian anchor system that he can have Luna, Vasquez, Diaz play up top. For me, if they do not get injuries in these positions and do not get derailed, I do not see them getting injured because they had a very long preseason. So they are at the perfect fitness moment right now. It has been so well doctored by Vukomanovic, so well planned in terms of how long the preseason has to be so that our players are in this current fitness. I asked him, you've been picking the same team almost. Are you afraid of injuries? He said, no, because my team has shown absolutely no signs of lacking fitness or of being close to injury. That can be defining. And for these reasons alone, I do consider them as at least top 2, I think.
Yeah, that is good insight. And Varun, circling back to the ATK Mohun Bagan point. So firstly on that, and then secondly, your thoughts on Kerala Blasters FC as potential title contenders.
Well, firstly for the Mariners, I think ATK Mohun Bagan still have that, to qualify for the top four and, to be the champions. The thing is that the ingredients are there. Only the chef has changed, it's from Habas to Juan Ferrando right now. But still the team, like Pulas was saying, has the depth, and on papers, it looks great. The execution has not been great, and especially the defense. Habas' side was known for its defense, keeping clean sheets. So this season, something is going wrong. I think Juan Ferrando will be filling in the pores, and if the defense tightens up, they can turn around, and there's still time for them to turn around and be the, champions and the contenders for maybe the championship. And coming to Kerala Blasters FC, would love to see Shaiju smiling after every match. And I think they have a strong striking force. Everyone is firing at the opponent's goal, and they are in a good form. And like Pula said, the important concern will be injuries. I think if everyone can continue with the same form and, throughout the end of the season, I think it's going to be a great side to look forward to becoming a champion. So Shaiju, Chetan, all the best wishes.
Yeah. But
And
to add to Pulasta and Varun, the main thing which I noticed is the attitude change. See, to win a title, to win a league, you have to maintain a proper attitude, very professional attitude. See, Pulastane, he talked about Putia and Jigson. Yes, you take the number of interceptions they are making in the middle of the pitch, That is very crucial in the two matches they played against Mumbai and Chennai. The interceptions and the gelling up of Putia and Jigson is going to be very crucial, and the entire team ka attitude change ho gaya, which is very positive looking. Okay,
I saw a bit of training, and one of the things Jigson also mentioned in an interview was how Vukomanovic used to be a central midfielder, slightly defensive minded, and how that has helped him and Putia understand what he wants from both of them in a much deeper sense. And the training I saw, I was lucky enough to see 10-15 minutes of training, and the training was of the players who did not play the previous game of the day that I'd gone, and the training was so intense, and the team was just so involved. It was unbelievable. It was like the intensity was just incredible. You could see that the fitness is absolutely on point. So yeah, and of course the white shirt helps.
Yeah, intensity high, and we'll wait to see if they can bring that intensity to the pitch in the
and
encounter against.
They might sign a player or two. I mean, Marcus has been tweeting out some cryptic stuff, so January is coming, and we might have something very different to discuss. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I like the fact that there might be a surprise or two. I want to see what they can do, what area they want to strengthen.
Big rumor for Ashik Kurnian.
Yeah, rumors flying around, as there always will be during this time, but time will tell. Another thing that I wanted to bring up was whether we can see the intensity on the pitch tonight that you mentioned, Pulas, when Kerala Blasters FC take to the pitch against Jamshedpur FC tonight. Cracking game to look forward to, as there are a bunch of cracking games to look forward to in the coming week as well. And we'll just have the fixture that we're going to be seeing in the upcoming week coming up. One of them stands out for me, the tastiest of them all. 29th December, ATK Mohun Bagan versus FC Goa. Now, it might not have tectonic shifts in terms of the title race if the result of this game, but so much at stake for both teams. Managerial switches, Derek Pereira coming to the fore, someone who's again been wedded into the system. There's so many subplots to this. How excited are you guys for this particular match?
Well, I think there's always, when there's an underlying story with a manager taking on his former club and happening so soon, that the drama is going to be intense. Shaiju, are you doing that game? Varun, of course, you're going to do that.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm sure you guys are looking forward so much to like working on that drama as to seeing how that works out.
Oh, lovely.
And that's going to be very exciting. Of course, these are the little stories in football that it might maybe not make a difference on the pitch, but this is what you kind of live for, right? In a sense, the surrounding of that. Of course, that's a big game. Even Kerala Blasters, Jamshedpur, Owen Coyle against Vukomano, which is going to be incredible tonight. But Varun, how are you looking forward to that ATK Mohun Bagan FC Goa game? Because obviously you're going to cater to a lot of ATK Mohun Bagan fans.
Right. But you know what? I'm really looking forward to listening to from both of you, because Suyash, Pulas, you're going to be in the sidelines, so you get to know the feel. You're talking to the coaches. Suyash is there on the field. So how's the feel like? Juan Ferrando looking at the other technical area, like this, or maybe straightforward, or he's like looking at his old, teammates and all that. So how is it going to be the feel like? I don't know, but I'm sure Goa will love to take revenge in this match.
Absolutely.
Kind of avenge for this poaching maybe, but ATK Mohun Bagan also is looking forward to continue the winning streak.
No, lovely. Lots of subplots coming up in the coming week of the Hero ISL. Chetan, final thoughts.
Yes, I agree that coming weeks, one of the best matches that is coming up is between ATK Mohan Bagan and FC Goa due to that managerial changes, of course, But for me, I am dreaming about today's Boxing Day result: 3-0 against Jamshedpur, 3-0 against Jamshedpur,
So is it going to be another boxing celebration with
9
the corner
goals,
flag?
and look at the goal difference. Now Mumbai +7 and we are +5. Today, if we win by 3-0, we are on top.
And how has that ever happened? I mean, just out of curiosity, Kerala Blasters top of the table. Been a while, no, since that happened in the league.
I think in the recent past, no.
Yeah.
No, but that's something, definitely something to look forward to, guys. So much to look forward to in the upcoming week. We've gone through a lot. We've had Azeem come on, speak about the eISL. We've had all kinds of discussions about managerial changes. Let's hope the coming week gives us even more fodder. But for now, I will leave you guys with the entertaining goals of the week package that we have every week. Take a look at some of these bangers that were scored last week. And until next week, we will see you in the new year. Take care, everyone. Please take care of yourselves.
Great show, Suyash. Thank you.
See you.